Central. I got to get used to saying that the other way. I used to be in Central Time, so I'm used to saying Central Time. Anyways, you want to go ahead and make sure you have this time blocked out in your calendar. Set this time aside for you, for your business, for your development, right? This is where you want to be and where you want to make sure each and every single one of your team members is. Again, every single Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to make sure you got your pen and your notepads ready because you're absolutely going to want to take notes. If you're not taking notes, ladies and gentlemen, you are missing out. Note takers are money makers. Please don't count on your brain to remember every single thing that you're going to hear on the call tonight, okay? I promise you, you don't want to do that. So as you guys are just now joining us on the call, definitely go ahead if you haven't already done so. Want to go ahead and welcome you to the call. So go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so that I can officially welcome you to the line tonight. I see we have Carla Wynn chiming in from Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome to the call. We have Edgar Sanchez on the line tonight. He says he's brand new. Congratulations, Edgar. Welcome to the line tonight. We are going to be on Facebook Live as well in the BYLD Facebook group. So definitely go ahead if you haven't already done so. If you've got people joining you on Facebook, go ahead and make sure you're tagging them in the chat. Go ahead and drop your comments in the chat there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I love to see your comments in the chat here on Zoom, but once this call is done, it disappears. The chat disappears. So go ahead and get in the habit of jumping on the Facebook group as well, so you can drop your comments there where they will live and stay forever. So anybody that has to watch the replay, they're going to come back and they're going to see your takeaways. They're going to see your nuggets. They're going to see your excitement and your enthusiasm, what you're getting and taking from the call. So go ahead and get used to and get in the habit of dropping your comments, dropping your takeaways from the call in that Facebook chat, in that Facebook Live, okay? So as I mentioned before, I want to welcome you to the call tonight. We have a few minutes before we get started. Go ahead and make sure you're in a quiet place. Make sure you have your pens and notepads, your journal, your iPad, whatever it is that you're using to take notes ready and available. Make sure you have nothing distracting you or keeping you from the information that's going to be shared tonight. Definitely go ahead and make sure your lines are on mute. We don't want to have any background noise or distractions on the call tonight. So definitely go ahead and help us make sure we have a crystal clear call this evening. And definitely go ahead and make sure if you're in position to be on camera, we would absolutely love to see your faces. But in the event that you're not in position to be on camera, you know, maybe you're riding home from work, maybe you work the night shift and you're sneaking on and listening to the call at work, which I definitely understand. Go ahead and make sure you have your cameras muted as well, so we don't have any distractions on the line. I see we have Erica from Puerto Rico. Welcome to the line tonight. We have Jesus from East LA. Welcome to the line tonight. We have Tim from Puerto Rico. Welcome to the line tonight. I see Puerto Rico in the house this evening, representing strong. Love to see it. Went to Puerto Rico last year. It was absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to go back. We have Sabrina from Houston, Texas. Welcome to the call tonight. Again, my name is Carly Gwynn, and I want to welcome you to the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where you want to be every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, without fail. This is a call that you want to make a non-negotiable, okay? You want to make sure that you don't miss this call. And yes, you can go back and watch the replay, again, via Facebook Live, but there's just a different energy that happens when you're on the call live. Right? So be a part of that energy, be a part of that experience. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 hour that you're setting aside for your business, for your bank account, for your personal growth. So go ahead and make that a priority. And sometimes there's time-sensitive announcements that happen, right? So you don't want to be that person that's catching the call on the back end and it's like, oh, I missed out, right? I wasn't a part of it because you missed the call live. Okay, so don't let that be you. All right. We got a moment or two before we get started. So as you're jumping onto the call, again, my name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in from Orlando, Florida. Welcome, welcome. Drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so that I can officially welcome you to the call. I see we have Tania chiming in from Puerto Rico. Love to see it. Kathy chiming in from the great state of Georgia. Welcome, David chiming in from Georgia. Let's see, we have Dawn chiming in from Houston, Diana chiming in from Indiana. Welcome to the call tonight. Excuse me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we have Emma chiming in from the DMV. I see we have Richard chiming in from Nashville. Welcome to the line tonight. Let's see here. Kelela, I hope I pronounced that correctly, chiming in from Dallas. Welcome to the line tonight. If I didn't, please charge it to my head and not my heart. It is very important to me to get everyone's name correct. As someone who has had their name messed up many a time, that's always super important to me. So just know if I mispronounced your name, it is not intentional. I see we have Dale Boudreaux on the line tonight from Louisiana. Welcome to the call tonight. All right, we literally have a moment or two before we get started. So as you're jumping onto the call, make sure your lines are muted. Make sure you got your pens and notepads ready, okay? Make sure your energy is ready to receive all of the nuggets, all of the wisdom, all the information that our speaker has to share with you tonight. Again, super excited that I have the honor and privilege of being your host tonight and welcoming you to the call. One last round. If you are just now jumping onto the call, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so I can welcome you to the call. I see we have Kendrick chiming
Recording in progress.
We have Barbie chiming in from Chandler, Arizona. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Philip chiming in from Jacksonville. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. All right. Leroy chiming in from St. Louis. Welcome to the line tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Andy chiming in from San Antonio. Jacob chiming in from San Antonio. Welcome to the call. Eric from the DMV. Welcome to the call. Mark chiming in from San Francisco. Welcome to the line tonight. Again, this is the Millionaire Mentorship Call. This is where you want to make sure you are and everyone in your organization is every single Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, without fail. Make this call a non-negotiable in your calendar, and I promise you that your business and your bank account will thank you, right? This is where you're coming to get everything that you need to take your life, your business, to the next level. So don't miss this call, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and make sure you're reaching out to your team. Let them know we are getting started now because the time has come for me to step out of the way of greatness. The gentleman that I have the honor and privilege of introducing to you, he's a family man. He's a military veteran, and he has been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He has earned millions of dollars in not one, not two, but three different industries. And he has come out of retirement because this is the fourth industry that he is going to earn millions of dollars in. Now, not only has he done pretty well for himself, but most importantly, he has always done what's best for his people and put his people first. And he's helped them to make a lot of money as well. I just want to put that out there too. But that's what I love most about him. And he has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. But what I love most actually about him is that he's the definition of integrity and character. He's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So ladies and gentlemen, let me get some fire. Let me get some hearts. Let me get some excitement in the chat. Please help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of sales himself, Mr. Sam Bean.
What's going on, Carla? How are we doing today?
Amazing, sir. How about you?
Well, I'm fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. So today, guys, I'm excited about the conversation we're going to have today. But before I jump into this conversation, definitely have to say thank you to Miss Carly Gwynn, guys. Give us some fire. Light it up in the chat. Let her know you appreciate what she does. And guys, when you're on these calls, when you have someone who's actually introducing and hosting and everything else edifying, you want to make sure that you are picking up those nuggets of wisdom and you're picking up how they're doing it. Because when you introduce, say people who are working for you guys, you have the most important job. You're the person that's going to transition them from where they're at to, paying attention giving them value for who they're going to be listening to. So I always want to make sure, you're doing your thing, doing your part. So the speaker, all they have to do is come on board and go to work for you. And so again, thank you, Carly. Appreciate everything you do. And guys, it's another impactful week, guys. We had events going on all over the U.S. Last week, and all the way up to yesterday. And again, you guys are out there rocking and rolling. We're seeing the numbers jump. We're seeing the enrollments go through the roof. We're seeing the number of people who were sitting on the sidelines get off the sideline and start to participate. And so I can't say enough about the shift that we're seeing and that we're experiencing. And so a part of that shift or people who I like to actually take a moment out to thank at this moment for everything that they've actually done and for them bringing this opportunity to the table for each and every last one of us to participate in. And so first and foremost, obviously, you have the CEO himself, Mr. Winston Navarro. He and Mrs. Navarro, Christina Navarro, are a dynamic duo. Obviously, she's really putting it in the back office, making sure commissions are right, making sure that everything is running the way it's supposed to. And guys, I want to share some with you. When you communicate with Mrs. Navarro, it's definitely Mrs. Navarro. She's the CEO. She doesn't work for you, but she's working for you, if you know what I mean. Okay, so always when you communicate with her, address her with the utmost respect. Because again, this is a woman who her and her husband have provided an opportunity for each and every last one of you to participate in. And so, again, make sure you don't bite the hand that feeds you or disrespect the person that feeds you, because a lot of people, when they get into network marketing companies, they have this thing where they feel like they're entitled to certain things, and they're able to have certain conversations, and a lot of those conversations are pretty disrespectful conversations when you feel like something's late or whatever it is. And so just know this, that woman is the CEO, period. Okay. And so make sure you understand that part. All right. When it comes to, the president, JC Rangel, again, another dynamic duo, he and his wife, Jennifer, she taught him everything he knows about solar, and he I mean, not about security, that is, and he knows a ton about solar. And so these guys just rocking and rolling and making things happen. So appreciate you guys and the Pachecos. Again, Carla and Danny Pacheco. I can't say enough about them and what they bring to the table. Guys, again, you guys are in the right place at the right time, and you're in at the cusp of something great. Like, we really have some dynamic things that are coming to the table that you guys are already excited about, some things that you don't know about that you're going to be even more excited about. And all we have to do is continue to get better, as the field. Okay. And so when you look at people who are heading the field, and then people who are part of the leadership team, you got Mr. Ed Ayala and Mr. Julio Kino. And guys, just powerhouses came in, uh, top recruiters, top processes of deals when it comes to solar. You guys are coming here and making some waves, right? And then obviously you got our Rain team. You got the director of operations for Rain, Mrs. Kim Bean, who did an awesome training today. Part one at some point in time, because like she said, it'll be a part two. And then you have Mr. OV1, the wizard, of water. And so guys, we just have a stellar leadership team, and it's only going to get better, and it's only going to get, because we're going to grow together, galvanize, and because iron sharpens iron. And again, the future looks extremely bright for those who are not just here along for the ride, but those who are going to make sure that they do their part to make sure we get to that destination. Okay. So what I want to do right here today is also, I want to make sure we talk about professional conversation. And so a lot of you guys have been asking me when we're going to do this, when we're going to actually have this. And again, this collaborate training and collaborate presentation, if you will, is something that I'm going to pass on to corporate as well, so they can put their touches on it, fine tune it, and they like to put everything with their own fonts and everything else in there, and I get it. And so, but this is just something that I use, and you know, but it's because I use this in particular for particular people. Okay, and so when I look at people who are professionals, who don't want to have anything to do with network marketing, people who they just want to have business conversations. They want to use leverage. They want to they understand things like mergers and acquisitions, and but they don't understand how that can happen on our level. They understand being able to take their resources and plug them into a system, and a system spits out money on the other side. That's what we actually have, but the problem is you don't know how to articulate it to them where they can actually receive it. Okay. When you say network marketing terms and network marketing trigger words and things like that, guys, you're now at that time, you're playing a real numbers game at that time. Okay. And so when you have a business conversation, okay, even if you are using a network marketing platform, it still dresses things up a whole lot sexier and more appealing, more palatable, and it puts people in a position where if they were offended by network marketing and things like that, even if we look like network marketing, they would still give us a high level of consideration based on how you consider it and how you articulate it and how you communicated it to them. Okay. And so when I look at the collaborate presentation, it's just something I actually created based off the conversations I were already having without slides. Okay. And so a lot of you guys can pick up a lot of this terminology and some of these slides that I created based off what I say when I present. You can, if you go back to my presentations, you'll see how this is just a presentation in a professional format, and it's done in a couple minutes. And that's why I wanted to do it, because professionals don't have a whole lot of time, right? They don't have 45 minutes, an hour most of the time to sit down. If you give them something that's real powerful within the next 20 to 25 minutes, 25 minutes is really pushing it. But if you give them something powerful in 20, right? They'll hang around or they'll ask for something else, and you can give them something for 30 45 minutes, an hour, and they'll watch it because they have a reason to, they have value, right? So when you look at the collaborate presentation, it's a foolproof strategy for earning your next seven figures, your next million, right? And it's our plug and profit model, that it really is the economic equalizer, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, this is where everybody has the ability, right, to be on the same playing field. And that's what you really want. It's kind of like cryptocurrency for countries, but it's basically for business. Okay. It's like when you look at cryptocurrencies, everybody's everybody's money. It's different. It has a different value. And so you put some countries at a disadvantage and some companies, at an advantage based on the value of their fiat currency. So cryptocurrency basically says that everybody in every country has the same value on money. It's the value of the money, not the economy in the country, right? And so that's why I love the economic equalizer, because it doesn't matter what your background is, right? How much experience you have, how much money you've made in the past, what type of groups you grew in network marketing, what type of companies you ran. None of that matters. Okay. This is where the rubber meets the road, and where you are out there. And as long as you put the work in on your business and put the work in on yourself, right? Going through the numbers and reflecting on the numbers and getting better with each repetition, guys, you can catch up to anybody and pass up anybody in this company and in this industry. Okay. And so when I have my our mixers, with our professionals, this is the actual presentation that I use. Okay. And so when we start doing our lunch and learns and things like that, this is probably going to be the presentation that I use. And again, make sure you get with your leaders, because Ed may want you to use something else. JC may want you to use something else. Jabari might want you to use something else. Guys, again, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but make sure you always and forever, go back and communicate with your upline, senior partner, or leader. If something new comes out, one, you want to make sure that that's what they want you to do, and two, you want to make sure you get the best coaching on it. So, with that being said, this is what my flow looks like. This is what it feels like. So, obviously, when you go into a presentation, first thing you want to do is you want to let people know, who they came to see, right? And about me, my name is Samuel Bean, and I'm a VP of Sales and partner of Build Network. Okay, and I go through my numbers, right? Go through my information, right? And you guys know it, so I'm not going to go over it. But that's my brief introduction about myself. The objectives here or to introduce you to our plug and profit model. Okay? A lot of you guys are used to plug and play from sports, plug and profit. That's a whole entirely different situation. Okay. Help you blueprint your additional six-figure income, introduce 10,000 families to residual income. Okay. And so you have to have a vision. Okay. The company has a vision. You have a vision, right? Your group may have a vision. Either way, you want to make sure you have a vision that people can tie into. Okay. Meet the partners and the visionaries. And this is why I talk about the owners, right? The partners, the backgrounds, the fact that we have over 125 years of experience when it comes to leadership. Though I want to make sure people know that we are experienced. Make sure they know that this is not our first go around. It's just our first time doing this, and so it puts them at ease. Then we talk about the company, right? Get to know us. What is Build Network? And again, Bill is the Amazon of business brokerages, guys. They created a business model that empowered people all around the world. Okay? Builders and entrepreneurs. This Build is where entrepreneurs shop for business collaborations to add to their portfolios and careers for others. Okay, we'll help 10,000 families earn $5,000 a month in residual income in 5 years. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I use the 10,000 families, $5,000 a month. Okay, I want to break this thing down to you so you kind of have an idea of what a definite purpose looks like or what a vision may look like that people can actually buy into. Okay. To get the $5,000 a month, you have to be at least builder 4,000 if you're building. Okay. So builder 4,000 residual income, you're looking at 240, let's just say 250 on each side. That's 500 people. 500 people times 10,000, right? And now you have 5 million people in your business. Okay. 5 million people in your business. And so 5 million people in the business all around the world, you know, basically, selling and endorsing and promoting the Build Network. Okay. And so that's a number that they can see themselves participating in and being a part of. Yeah. And so I also put here, we can achieve that together. But we have strategic partnerships with top companies in several verticals like the ones on this next slide. And here you have our Build Network B suites. This is where our business is located on this slide. And this is where I go into, talking a little bit about each industry that we're in. And I'm going to obviously talk about solar, and I'm going to give them some really solid, bullet points on solar. Okay. Like when you look at the bullet points that we give, on the presentation, and a couple of really good, strong facts. Talk a little bit about water. Okay. And guys, if you have testimonies, use the stories and the testimonials, okay, of those, and I'll show you one in just a second. But the Smart Money Club, go over the commercial side as well, go over the Ripple, Secure, ADT, and Brinks, and then I'll talk about some of the other things that are actually coming soon, okay? And so it lets them know that, man, these guys have an umbrella of businesses or ecosystem of businesses and companies that people can literally come and do business in, and they can make seven figures in just one of them. Okay. What happens if you put all of them together though? Right? They can make six figures as a career on a part-time basis, and I'm going to show them that six-figure career, formula. Okay. So when they see these things that are here and the things that are coming, it puts us in a greater light to them, lets them know, man, we have it together, and they should really consider us strongly when it comes to partnering with us. Okay, and we talk about them at this point in time. It's all about you, and I talk about their identity versus their career because I like to ask them. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do it here. So guys, just tell me right now, what do you guys do for a living? Let me look at the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. What do you do for a living? Okay. Chef. Okay. Cook. Okay. Nurse. Right. And so how do they identify, right? And so retail sales, stay-at-home mother, process server, okay, student, federal government worker, business, okay, build companies, okay, unemployed, business owner, okay, social work. Okay. And so guys, when you look at the identity and keep on going, guys, the identity versus your career. what ends up happening is most people, when they say, "What do you do for a living?" or basically, what's your background? What do you do for a living? And you tell them, and that's kind of how you see yourself. I see myself as a realtor. Okay? Well, I remember when I first started doing real estate, and I was talking to when I first met my mentor while I was doing real estate. I was selling deals. I was a hustler. I was a grinder. And I was getting it in, and I made a lot of money compared to the people who were around me in my circle. Well, when I met him, my circle evolved, and I went to the bottom of the food chain instead of being at the top of it. Okay, and when I'm around people like that, I pay good close attention. I ask a lot of questions, and one of the things I asked him, I said, "So what do I need to do to shift my business and take my business to the next level when it comes to real estate?" He said, "Well, first of all, you're not going to be able to do it as a real estate agent, okay, as a realtor, right? Not even as a broker." He said, "You what ends up happening is you're basically putting yourself in a box when you say I'm a realtor, I'm a broker or something of the sort." He says what you need to do is, shift and become a business person that just happens to have real estate, as one of the verticals that you use to make your money. Okay. Just one of the sources of income, one of the streams of income that you actually have. He said, because when you become a business owner instead of a realtor, he says, now you're open to other things outside of real estate. He says, if you look at most realtors, he said, you'll have a lot of realtors that all they do is real estate and they're in that box and they're blind to anything and everything else. Um, that happens. He said, but that's also the reason why a lot of realtors suffer because, they're fighting and fighting and fighting, to find extra money, fighting to get referrals and stuff like that, but they wouldn't have to fight to get referrals and everything else if they diversified because they were business people, if they added other things to their portfolio. So that's the conversation I kind of have with them and getting them to now open up their minds and say, you know what, I'm a whole lot bigger than a realtor. I'm a whole lot bigger than a roofer, right? And again, when you do that, that's when they start thinking outside the box. That's when now everything you have to offer them starts to make sense, right? And so that's important. Right. So, and I ask them questions like, hey, how many years have you been in business? Because I want to know how tenured they are. I want to know what type of, how long a run they've been on. And then ask them how many clients they've served in the past. That tells you a lot about, their conversion ratios, tell you a lot about how efficient and how effective they are. Tells you a lot about their work ethic, right? But also that number gives you a really good round number and a solid starting point to where you can now start to share with them, you know, how they're going to make the money, basically how you're going to help them blueprint. Okay. And then the last thing I ask right before I give them that formula, right, the 6-figure a year formula, ask them what's important to them. Okay. So if you were to do business with me, what would be, important to you? What are your non-negotiables? What are the things that you're excited about that you want to see happen? I get them to talking about what's important to them. And then I continue to cater my conversation around what's important to them. Okay. Now, when it comes to the 5 hours a week equals 6 figures a year, uh, this is a very, very simple, thing to help a person get focused, stay focused, but also show them the simplicity of what we do and the power of what we do. And I ask them, hey, do you think you can give me an hour a day, 5 days a week? Right? Just need $5 a week. If you give me an hour a day, 5 days a week, and all I want you to do is make phone calls and follow up phone calls, right? Initiate phone calls and follow up phone calls. If you can do that, I can give you 6 figures a year. And I always go, how? And I said, well, just can you make the 5 hours a week first, minimum? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay, well, great. And so when I talk about, the numbers and I give them the blueprint, guys, which I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna make them wait for a second, obviously. It's gonna blow their mind. But I'm gonna talk about why partner with Bill first. And that basically gets them again to let them know how big Bill really is. Because when you have a company that's been in business for a year, people think it's, it may be it's here today, it may be gone tomorrow. Well, with everything that we've actually accomplished in all our, strategic alliances and partnerships, guys, it lets them know these guys are not just, 1 year old, but these guys are solid. Okay. For us to do 27 million in the first year, okay, and that expand to all 50 states. I'm going to give you an opportunity to expand in all 50 states, from Texas or from California, whatever state you're in. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to increase your offerings with five different verticals and five different industries. So if you were a landscaper, now you're a landscaper, right? With solar, with water, with security, with financial, smart money and stuff like that. You have different industries with travel, all these different things that you're going to have. You now have a B suite added to what you do. Okay. And I let them know how much, more potent that is and how that now separates them from their competition. Okay. So these guys over here are just realtors, right? These guys over here are one-stop shopping for everything. Okay. So talk about the done for you broker model. Okay. That's important. Okay. Because you have some people who have companies where, again, they have to do 100% of the work, which is why a lot of the people who are in those positions and in those professions, they don't want to have anything to do with network marketing because they know, that it's blood, sweat, and tears, right? And they know the average person doesn't make any money, and they know everything is small tickets. So when we talk about we have a done with you and a done for you model, and they get a chance to choose which, that's kind of sexy because hey, they may not want to spend any time and invest any time in what we do, but we're so good at what we do that when they see that they're making some money in it, what ends up happening is now they want to go out here and put a little bit more time, energy, and effort in, and a little bit more ownership as well. And so it's our job, as the field, it's our job, right, as the people who were backing them up to go out there and help them get the results. And so we had to set them up for success, and we had to continue to nurture that relationship and continue to create more and more results for them, right? Talk about the no additional manpower or major funding required for any of this to actually happen. We pay your sales force, their commissions if you were to build a sales team, not you, and it doesn't come out your money. Build already has that set up. 100% transparency, open doors, and your partner portal. Basically, your back office is your partner portal. Back office is a trigger word. So just kind of giving you again how I communicate. But we don't earn a dime unless you do, period. Now, let's see here. When it comes to your target audience, guys, your past, present, and future client base is your most optimal sales lead source based on trust. And I'm talking to, all of the people who are, in the home essentials industry, all the people who do business with people who are homeowners, right? And so you see a couple right here: realtors, roofers, plumbers, landscapers, painters, contractors, electricians, floor people, builders, pest control people who are brokers for mortgage companies, insurance companies, finance companies, title and escrow companies, people who are installers like security, sprinkler alarm systems, home theater, pool and spa, and more, guys. And so I let them know, man, look, any of you, that I'm talking to right now, you go back to all those people that you actually did transactions with. We give you a simple script, right? Very, very simple script. And then you're in business. At that point in time, we'll show you where to go from there. But home service pros, entrepreneurs, and salespeople who I deal for brokers, common, when I say common customer base, as all of you guys have the same customer. The homeowner is the one customer for all of y'all. You have 50, 60, 75, companies or industries or spaces or whatever you want to call them, that sell to homeowners. Okay. And so you already, if you, especially if you're a realtor, you're already at the epicenter of it all. Basically, you know them all, and you can now build a sales force of people who will go out there and bring all of their resources to the table. Like this is mergers and acquisitions, right? You have a gang of people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people that you've done business with in the past, right? And you've already got paid on them. And, you have to continue to follow up, hoping that you can do business with them again in the future, right? But when you actually have a collaboration like this, guys, now you're taking your actual resources and you're plugging them into our system. Okay, you get 100% of your commissions after we do 100% of the work. Okay, and so you just have to collaborate and cash in. So you cannot lose if you're communicating with your past clients, and you cannot lose building a brokerage that you don't have to build anyway. All you have to do is take those referrals from people who are in these industries that you do business with, right? and let us do the presentation with. Think about it for a second. Now you can have, JC Rangel do a presentation, for, a broker at a real estate office or insurance office, or you can have some of our other top, presenters, Ed Ayala or Julio Aquino or, Erjan or, Idris Salaka or, it's a lot of different people here, guys, Matt Acosta, that are out here killing the game, Dr. Arlene George. So Angel Trend. I mean, these guys, think about them communicating, on behalf of those elite individuals in those industries who don't have time. They're just turning over the resources and we're working them for them. Okay. And so we call those individuals back in network marketing days, we call those bush shakers because they were not going to build it, but they bring the best resources to the table and they bring a bunch of them. You just have to now take those resources and develop them. Right. So it's not just good enough for you to get someone started for that individual. You are responsible for that individual. It's like you have a parent who had a baby and right now you can't take care of the baby because you're always at work, so the baby lives with the grandparents, right? And so, hey, let your grandparents do the work for you while you out here continuing to explode your business. That's what we teach them how to do, realtors and everybody else you see here. Okay. When they see things like this, guys, I'm just tell you, it really puts them in a position where they don't have to fear getting unfocused. Okay. And so this is one of the examples that I use when I tell them plug and profit, right? Okay. I use the EXP Realtor example. Okay. And I let them know, hey, we have a EXP Realtor in Florida. This individual went back and used the script that we gave him. Okay. Talked to one of his past clients, gave them the benefits, got the bill, plugged them into the system by making an appointment, right? And they tracked the whole entire process, okay, through their partner portal. And when the deal was over, we did 100% of the work, okay, and they got 100% of their commission. So they got $4,100 after we helped their clients save money and go solar. Okay. And so that's an example for them guys. Again, when people can see this is, verbally and visually, man, this is what happens. This is plug and play. Man, the realtor didn't do anything except for bring the client to the table and they made $4,100. Guys, I'm telling you, that's the ideal situation for them. Okay. So 3 steps to 4 figures. Step one, peak a person's interest. Okay. Oh, let me go back, guys. I apologize because this one right here, 5 hours a week, 6 figures a year, right? 5 hours a week, 6 figures a year. When I look at that 5 hours a week, guys, and you're making phone calls, and those phone calls, basically, you got 20 hours a week, 20 hours a week from a realtor, from a landscaper, from a roofer, from a plumber, phone calls. I mean, 20 hours a month making phone calls. You can get one deal per month, guys. Okay. One deal, 2 deals maybe. Okay. And so if you're getting 1 to 2 deals, a month, making 20 hours worth of phone calls, as again, that's a really nice, solid, 6 figure income. So 3 steps to 4 figures, guys. You pick a person's interest, get the utility bill, set the appointment, right? And basically, when the deal closes, you're looking at 3,000, 6,000, $10,000, whatever it is. But normally it's about 4 figures on average per house. Yeah. And so this is how simple it is. These are the next steps, right? And so we handle everything like professionals here. Now it's time to collaborate, answer these 3 questions, and well, answer these questions, please. And when you want to close this thing out, always want to get the feedback from your audience. Always want to get the feedback from the person who you're sitting across the table from. And you want to ask them, yeah, give me 3 things you got from the presentation. What did you like best first and foremost? Okay. And then when they give you that, say awesome. A lot of people say that. Okay. A lot of the realtors who come through here, they love the ability, to, just plug their resources in, get the bill, and we take it from there. Or a lot of people say that they've never seen a situation where, they can add, $3,000 to $10,000 a month, to their household income just by doing 1 or 2 deals a month. Whatever it is that they said they like the best, that's the right answer for them. That's not the time for you to go and talk them out of their answer by saying, you know what, I hear you, I hear what you're saying, but man, what I like is this. This is not about you. At this point in time, it's 100% about them. They just gave you intel and you process that intel, right? And then you say, anything else? What else did you like? Okay. Get them to talk. Basically, at this point in time, you're getting them to now buy in. And by the time you get to the third one, right? And then you say, what, anything else? Yeah, well, you know what? There's this thing about, the smart money thing you was talking about. Okay. And I really appreciate the fact that you guys don't want us to blow all of our money after we make it. Okay. And so now what you're doing is you put a person in a position where they start to sell themselves to you with their answers. Okay. Now, last thing in this situation is inspect the scale. So on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, scale of 1 to 10, one means, you don't believe a thing I said, lose my number. Seven means you have more questions, and 10 says, you ready to rock and roll with us and start to collaborate right now. Where are you? Okay. So I'm a seven. Yeah. All right. Well, great. Yeah. What questions do you have right now? Yeah. And so I need to go home and think about it. Well, normally when a person says that, it's for one of three reasons. One, they don't believe that they can do it. Two, they don't believe that I'm actually the person that can help them. Okay. Or three, uh, they don't have the $199 to get started. Which one is it? Okay? And so, and don't say nothing because the first person that says something loses, right? And so that's why ask your questions. You got questions, talk to me. Okay. And talk to me. Let's go ahead and let's get them addressed. Okay. What will be your biggest concern? And keep in mind, guys, when they give you that biggest concern, that's what we call a smoke screen. That's not, they're not being 100% honest with you. Okay. And so you'll address it. If it's time, like I said, plug and profit requires no time. Okay. At all. What else? Because we're doing 100% of the work. What else? Okay. And so get them to talk and ask the hard questions because if you're looking to make, 5 and 6 figures, by helping these individuals, don't let them walk out the door. Don't let them off easy. Okay. Don't let them make excuses. Right. Hold their feet to the fire. And that way, you know exactly who you're dealing with. And then at some point in time, just take away from it if it gets to that point. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, just be honest with me because it may not be for you if it gets that far down the road. Okay. And just ask for referrals at that point. Okay, but inspect the scale. Now, as we wrap this up, talk to them about how to get started, basically how to plug and profit, right? How to launch your brokerage. Now, you got two things and two things only, basically your onboarding and getting qualified. Okay, onboarding requires you to pay your partnership fee, $199, launch consultations with senior partners, get your websites and links up, and you're going through, these different things for them and let them know, these are all simple. This is really, really easy. And I'm going to be here 100% to help you out. Okay, get them qualified and boom, boom, boom. And next thing you know, guys, they're ready to go ahead and make the decision, ready to go ahead and plug and profit. And you just get them with the part reminder, hey, BYLD is the only cash flow collaboration model designed where when you plug in your resources, we do 100% of the work, you get 100% of your commission. And remember the 5-figure formula, all right? 5-figure formula. The 5 figures a month, basically $10,000 a month. They do 5 hours of phone calls a week, 20 hours a month, basically. And they can make 10 grand, easy if they just follow your instructions. So with that, guys, let's see here. Now, Carly, come back on because I want to make sure if anybody has any questions, guys, put your questions in the chat for us if you have any questions about it or any questions about building at this point in time. I got a couple minutes left, and I like to do a little bit of Q&A when I have some time left. That way, people learn more. And this could be from building as well. It could be from the playbook. It can be from, whatever building wise, presentation wise, recruiting wise. But I'll take a couple minutes of questions.
I'm here, Mr. Bean.
All right, guys. All right. Let's see here. Gallery.
I can see um Zoom, but let me pull up Facebook as well.
Mhm. Well, first of all, what you guys think about that? How you guys feel about that collaborate presentation? Okay, fired up. Okay, love it. Fired, loved it. Okay, all right. Okay.
I see one question says, when are these slides going to be available?
That's again, that's a great question. What I'm going to turn this over to Juan and Stephanie because I know before it goes all the way out, they're going to want to put the spin on it, as far as branding and everything else. So, we'll make sure we get it out to you guys as soon as possible because we want to make sure you guys are using it. And I'll actually be doing a what I call happy hour. I use this for happy hours on Fridays from time to time. And so this Friday I'll be doing a happy hour call. I think at 12 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock Pacific. That's not how I normally do them. Okay. So but good question.
Mr. Bean, there were a couple people that it looked like they maybe sent a message in the chat, but everyone's excitement like started going so fast, I can't see them. So if you guys sent a question, can you repost it, please? Or
Or just come off mute one at a time. Let's come off mute, and if somebody else is talking, just wait till they finish, and we'll get your questions answered.
okay, I see.
Monique, Monique has a hand raised. But that's even better, Monique. Raise your hands, guys, if you actually have a question you'd like to answer, because I know she said the thing was flying. Thank you, Leslie, by the way. All right, there we go. So, Monique, you can go ahead and go first.
Hello? Oh,
There we
there I
go.
am. Can you hear me? Okay, great. Thanks. This has been really awesome. I'm an EXP real estate agent. But when you
Okay.
said there was a script, that is what I've been trying to get my hands on. A
Okay.
script for the past clients. How do I find this magical script?
Oh, it's around here. Like, matter of fact, you got so many people like Matt Costa, Chris McHenry. Just ask for it in the main WhatsApp. JC Rangel, they dominate when it comes to realtors. So, um,
Damn, now we're working.
there we go.
You
I had to
said,
log back in. Sorry about that. I had to log back in.
No problem. So yeah, so what you do is just ask for the script in the chat, and we'll make sure somebody gets it to you, Monique.
you said the WhatsApp chat because you rattled those names off so quick. I don't know which ones they
Yeah,
were.
yeah, the WhatsApp chat.
WhatsApp.
I got
Uh-huh.
you, Monique.
There you go.
Oh,
Jabari.
Yep.
Jabari.
And
Okay,
Monique,
perfect. That's
I'm
all
doing the
I need.
call for realtors right after this call. Have Jabari send you the link.
There you
Yep.
Thank
I'll
you
go.
send it to
guys.
you now.
Appreciate it.
There you
Okay.
go. See what I'm
Sounds good.
saying?
Thank
See,
you.
you see how we do, Monique? We got you.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
All right, send it to Crystal Jenkins also, please. Thank you.
Plug. All right. So we got, is that Keith? Keith Will?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
sir.
Yes. Oh man, I always get almost too much from you. If there's any such thing as getting too much, but I always get a whole lot that has my head. I was honestly back and forth. I had to go in the kitchen. Did I hear you say that we can prospect professionals who are too busy to plug in and really do the work? We can prospect professionals and
Hmm.
just sign them as a builder and
Hmm.
then incubate them along the way. Did I hear that?
Well, so you're not really incubating them. So what you're doing is, I'm glad you that way I can get more specific. So let's say you're a roofer, right? And I have a conversation with you, and I talk to you about our plug and profit situation. And so, you know what, you're probably doing a couple deals a day, a lot of deals a week. You don't have a whole lot of time, but you have a book of receivables, right? You've actually done a lot of business. You've actually put a lot of roofs and repaired and replaced. And so this is the only thing I need you to do, Keith. Okay, Keith, this is what I need you to do for me. I need you, okay, to now go and get, you know, the numbers of all of your people, all your past clients. And I just need you every day, okay, or every other day to sit down and make a group of calls, contacting the people, letting them know you open up a solar division. Okay. Now, if you're I'll keep it here with the solar division because I call them a roofer. So you open up a solar division. You want to make sure that all your clients get taken care of and get the best prices and make sure they get the best service. And you're calling them to find out that they already own the power and the system that powers their home. And when they say, okay, well, great. Well, I have a solar division. They're going to go over all that for you. and gonna save you some money, gonna lock your bill in, one day and it'll go away. But in order for us to do that audit for you, I need your bill, and I'm gonna set you an appointment with my expert. And that's all you got to do, Keith. Basically, you give them the benefits, you get the bill, you set the appointment, and then you do it again. And so, Keith, can you do that for me, Keith? Can you make 10, 15, 20 phone calls a day to all your past clients who already like and love you, who already respect you, you've already made money with, so they'll trust anything else that you bring to the table? Can you do that with me, Keith? And I'll do the
Yes.
back work. Okay, great. So I already have some fire, experts on the back end. Don't worry about it. Matter of fact, you're in the same neck of the woods as Dennis Macy's, or Alfonso Torres or Hans Pettit Homie. I'll make sure I get you tied up to one of those guys, and you can just call on them for everything, and you'll be able to track everything in your partnership portal. So you'll know 100% of what's going on with all of the leads that you bring to the table. Okay. So
So am I signing them up as a builder or an affiliate?
a builder. No, we don't do affiliate. That's a bad word. Matter of fact, whoever, if this was live TV, they wouldn't even heard that because we'd already had that blanked out.
Understood. 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 All right. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, builder. That's where they make their money at, as a builder. All right.
Yes. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, sir. Tim Neal.
Hey, Mr. Bean, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, fantastic. How about
Good,
yourself?
good. Hey, you did that presentation so smoothly, and I want to be able to do the same thing. Are you going to record that presentation so we can practice and
Yeah.
rehearse and
Yeah.
be able to kind of deliver that same kind of presentation to a room full of business owners?
Yeah. I actually will put the banner in for Friday, and that way you guys can jump on if you want to jump on, and it will be recorded for those who want to actually get the recording. I'll make sure you guys get the recording.
All right, thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. And y'all keep on, man. Your people over in the Maryland area, they're over there killing it, man. I tell you, doing their meetings and everything, man. Y'all keep on making that thing happen. Keep on blowing it up. Miss Marva.
Good evening, Mr. Bean. Thank you for taking my question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have the same question a lot of people have. When will we be able to use this? I went yesterday to a group of people and I met builders, I met roofers and plumbers and painters and everybody. So I'm anxious to get started with a presentation that I can present to some of them.
Yeah. And the cool part about it is this presentation, you're gonna do it so much where it'll be, if you notice, it's conversational, right? Okay. And if it's conversational, that means it's going to connect. It's going to help you connect a whole lot more efficiently. And so you'll be able to do this conversation, without even having these slides at some point, which is what the ultimate goal is for you. You just have to do the presentation enough and point and read enough to where it gets in your spirit and it goes to your mind, your subconscious mind, right? And conscious mind, subconscious mind. Next thing you know, it's kind of like breathing. You don't know how you're doing it. It's just being done. So, but yeah, we'll get that out to you. Kendall.
Yes, so it is $199 to get started. That's for the license too and all that.
Yeah, that's for everything. That's the business brokers pack, so they can get the overrides, they can get the residual income, they can get all the benefits and stuff that come with it. Smart Money Club, the travel, all that good stuff, which is stuff that they'll be able to use while they're actually doing their things. As a matter of fact, I actually did this presentation to an accountant. She does tax work, tax prep, and she does accounting. And so, like I told her, I said, look, I got a plug and profit model for you. You have a ton of people you've been doing, taxes for the last 10 years, right? And a lot of those people actually need tax write-offs and deductions, right? Or right. She said, yeah, they do. I said, okay, well, great. Well, they pay $199, they get a business, right? And they're paying $99 a month because they're probably not going to recruit anybody. But that's fine because this is what happens to your clients. Your clients who get started. They're on a subscription. Now that subscription shows that they have an intent to actually make a profit, every month, whether they make a profit or not. Okay. And so per year, they're basically investing $1,200 a year and to the business. And they're learning about money, right? So when you get them money back on their taxes, they'll be in the smart money club, which is what they're investing in, with you on your side of the table. So now you're showing them about taxes, how to save money, taxes, how to go out there and help with their credit, how to go out there and help them empower themselves. And now those people who have jobs who are making $100,000 a year, who only bring home $67,000 a year because they're paying $33,000 a year in taxes to $35,000 a year in taxes. Now they can bring home $82,000, with a $1,200 a year, intent to do business.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Another thing too, and one of the guys, his name is Johnny. He brought me on. I'm also curious. So when it comes to getting clients, now I'll be honest, I'm not the best with one market, but I know I can do door knocking. I know I can do networking groups, and there's a lot of different other ways.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about door knocking because I do door knocking with Frontier and things like that, and I'm kind of learned how to do it. So, making sure there's C factors, eye contact, icebreaker, make sure there's enthusiasm, and as long as I do that, I can get a lot of sales. Because I realize for me, like I have to get new people because my family, like, oh, why are you trying to do sales?
Yeah, but that's the thing about your family. This is how you get your family. Go get everybody else. Practice on your family. Okay. Practice on your family. Sit down with them, point and read. This is going to help you structure your conversation. It's going to help you create a rhythm and a flow for your conversation when you're talking to people. And then when you go out there and you knock on some doors and then people open up into their real estate office or their roofing office or their plumbing office or their, home decor office, whatever it is, and you're having this conversation, it sounds like you've been doing it for years, but all the people who didn't join you or didn't buy anything from you, they got you practiced on them. They prepared you for the actual money. Okay. They prepared you for the actual action. Right. And so all your ums are gone, all those let me see and all the breaks and pauses. All you need your family and friends to get rid of all that stuff. Right.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's the
Right.
same
And
thing
so,
with.
yeah, so right. So once you get rid of all that stuff on them, right, you practice on them, you just tell them thank you when hey man, look, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I said, no, you don't get it. You'll get it in a minute though. I appreciate you. Thank you. So now you're gonna make the money, right? And then when you make the money, they sat there and watched the presentation already. They know what you do. When they start seeing the money, because people like to count other people's money. When they start seeing your money and hearing about your money, right? They now start asking questions about a topic that they're already familiar with because you broke it down to them. So now this is an easy close. Now you double back because they see all the strangers joining you and making money with you. So, well, I need to go ahead and get money with him, right?
Yeah, that
That's
makes
how
a
that
lot of
works.
sense. That makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because beside I know I said I'm unemployed, but I really technically am not unemployed because I have another business with financial services. And I'm thinking about like, cross selling. I mean, not saying like at the same time, but meaning that if I help out a client with life insurance, that I can help them out with solar too, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a whole lot you can help them out with. Like, you have a whole entire like even if you help them out with life insurance, there are things that we offer that you don't have, in our Smart Money Club that you don't offer as a life insurance agent, right? And so, and the cool part about it is that we don't compete here, even though the CEO is CEO, insurance is his background. What you'll find is that you'll see a lot of different financial advisors, a lot of different credit people, a lot of different insurance people. And if you're coming on board and you're bringing value to the table and you're educating people like you see them do on Wednesday nights, then what happens is you create more visibility for yourself and you get a chance to offer some of the things that you offer. And that's the thing that you guys, all of you guys are here from different areas of business, different spaces. And the more and more you guys connect with each other, the more and more you all can do business with each other outside of what we offer as well. Okay.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I'm really looking for that because like for me it's like really creating I told Johnny like, getting to like my business in Primerica and also this because to combine everything into one.
Mhm.
Because like I really want to like, make more money fast and, a good amount of time because here's the thing I told him like it's so crazy. I had a job, right, with Frontier and I still have it, but it took me like 3 weeks just to get paid, man. You know what I mean? I want to
Right.
get paid fast.
Let's say different strokes for different folks. That's right. Well, you're gonna get paid a lot here. So that you just do what you do, follow Johnny, and get plugged into the system, stay plugged on the calls, and watch what happens for you. All right.
Oh yeah,
All
I'm
right, guys.
excited, man.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome to the family. You know, and I guess make this money. Anybody else before we wrap up, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and I know I see Ed or y'all on here, and Jabari Saddle on here. You know, let's see. I think I saw Julio earlier. So if any of you guys want to make a statement or before we get off here, let me know. I think I may have seen a president sighting on here as well. So JC, if you or Winston want to say anything as well before we get off of here, you know, that's great as well. All right. Okay, guys. Well, that's where we're at, guys. Like I said, we'll keep you guys in touch, and I'm gonna get this over to Juan, and he'll get it to Stephanie, and they'll go ahead and put their touches on it and get this thing out to you guys so y'all can use it. We'll be having the event in Atlanta, March the 8th. That Super Saturday is gonna be off the chain, so we're gonna set Hot Atlanta on fire. And so if you got people out there in that market, make sure that you are promoting, make sure that you are, if you're in a 3 hour driving, distance from Atlanta, I would suggest you boat it up and get on the road, whatever you got to do. Don't miss that event. Don't miss that training, because Atlanta is a really big market for what we do for a living. And I'm talking about sales in general, business in general. And so you don't want to be that person that, you don't call anybody this week, because you're not going to be there, or because you're waiting. Because I'm gonna tell you, somebody's gonna invite your people, and they're gonna end up in somebody's brokerage, and it's not gonna be pretty when they start making 6 and 7 figures, and you don't override it. So just gonna put that on your spirit. I like making people, not sleep. So go ahead and get on your cell phones and just type in Atlanta, see who pop up. All right, guys. We'll see you guys at the top. We'll see you guys at the bank. We'll see you guys on the beach, and we'll see you guys in the winner circle. Y'all have a great one. Appreciate you. Good night.
Good night.
Night. Thank you. Recording.